Okay, let me tell you about Harry Bates. Let me tell you about a brother who lives in multiple worlds. And we all live in this happy, lovely place we call Shamanic in our bodies, enjoying ourselves. And some of us have learned how to pay attention to the worlds that we cannot see or hear. And learning to awaken up other senses in our bodies. And if you heard me talk about, I want all of my 12 strands of DNA working. I want to be fully human in all of those clairvoyant, clairaudient, blah, 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 list of psychic skills. I want all of them. I want to be fully human. It's not enough just to work out a body. I want all of the skill sets. And I started working with Harry to go, all right, that's the personal trainer I want to work with. That's the guy, you know, we looked at the body of the trainer and go, we want that body. We want that experience. We want to be able to cross that divide and understand what's going on the things we cannot see and understand. So, with that, let me introduce you to the Neo Shaman, Harry Bates.
Thank you, and good afternoon. Just for starters, this is my first time actually talking about this in a public setting. So I'm going to let you know I'm a little nervous. But I'm going to wing it. So, the idea of Neo Shamanism is basically a term that I had coined due to the fact that people were asking me what the heck was I doing when they would come to me. Neo Shamanism is a all-inclusive form of healing, bringing energy into consciousness, and balancing out your total being. So it's like body, mind, and consciousness. And I say these three forms because one of the things I've learned over my 20 years of actually doing this kind of work, which evolved over time, is that I find that humans on this planet have three definite splits in their consciousness. So you're thinking you're just one being, you're just one person. In reality, you're multiple. There are individuals who have a busload of consciousness. So one of the tests that I would actually pose to the person that my first, when you come to me, would be, how do you find yourself, in other words, battling against yourself? In other words, you say they're going to make a decision to do something, but there's something else within your own head telling you not to. And you think that this is the one, you're just arguing with yourself, and in reality you're arguing with another form of consciousness within your body. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually, see my hand's shaking a little bit there. I'm going to actually use someone, a subject, to show you how it works. And that will make it a little easier for me because when I'm working, half the time I'm talking, so that you understand what's going on, what I'm doing. So, excuse me. So if anyone wants to volunteer, if not, I'll use one of my lovely assistants.
Okay, I'll volunteer.
You volunteer? Okay, and her name?
I'm Bria.
Bria. Good to meet you, Bria.
Bria, I'm sorry.
Just
Bria. You are Bria. Oh, okay.
Bria.
This is Bria. So nice round of applause. Okay, so you can have a seat. Usually when I start out, I start out with a series of questions, and when you come in, I basically scan your energy to see what comes up. So for you, one of the questions would be, if you were to come to me, what would be the thing that you'd be interested in achieving?
Peace, love, and happiness.
So you're talking about primarily balance.
Yeah.
Now, have you had a series of anything that, like, reoccurring pain or anything like that in your body over the years?
So I've had a history of having intense pain as a result of being a victim of violent crime, but I'm physically healed now.
Okay. But none of that comes back. You don't have any reoccurrence. In other words, if you had like a physical injury, none of that comes back. Oh, great. Sure.
Well, I do have a permanent side effect from that, and it's been diagnosed as post-traumatic stress disorder. So in extreme duress situations, I revert back to being a 5-year-old and become nonverbal.
Okay. So how I work, well, actually, how I look at things is that everything is consciousness. So not an unusual spot. It's like the mid back, and there's a chakra back there. There's a chakra above there also. So what this means is that you have an attachment in this area that's causing weakness in your body. And I'm going to go further because you definitely don't have one. Okay, so, okay. We're going to get a little lower. Okay, good. Then to the coccyx, which I will not touch. I got to put my hand close enough. Coccyx is one of the areas also where there tends to be a lot of weakness. We're going to go to the heart chakra. Let's go. Okay, that's me. Stomach. Most people's stomach is because we eat all kinds of stuff that doesn't agree with us. Okay, go strong again. Crown chakra. Strong. Okay. Third eye. Oh, strong. Okay. Reach over. Throat chakra. Okay. So what I've discovered is that you have blockages in these various areas. And it's not unusual if you've ever had this type of cleaning. All the blockages that you have are consciousness. So there's something that actually is purposely sitting in these areas. And what it does is disrupts the flow of your energy. So even when you were talking about feeling an imminent danger and something happening, I mean, to your body, you go into, I don't know if it's a panic or exactly, it's kind of panic. So what it is, and I'll ask your body what it is. Okay, you're gonna hold strong, I'm gonna use this again. You're gonna, I don't need to touch it. Thanks, though. So, your body's going to tell me whether this thing is just an energy blockage or is it an entity blockage, okay? Energy blockage? No. Entity blockage? Okay. So, crown, energy blockage? Okay, not an entity blockage. When I work on the crown chakra, basically, you can relax your arm, will open up this area with my own energy. The one here in your back is entity blockage, which basically, when someone's healing and they're removing a blockage, sometimes these things will move. If they don't know what's going on, they don't have a chance to move. So I'm going to pull from this area and extract it. And don't worry, it's not floating around the room or anything like that attached to anyone else. When I pull something off of a person, I basically eliminate it. I don't like sending things like that to the light. When I was dealing with a lot of New Agers years ago, it was about, oh, we need to take it off, we'll send it to the light. One of the things I found out, we send these things to the light, and they leave, hang out with their family, have a few beers, then they come back. With this, they don't come back. They don't float around and attach themselves to someone else. The thing that people really don't understand, and some do, is that the world is inundated with these things that feed on the physical body. And you can't see, you know, we're designed, the body is designed in a way to not be able to see these things. You know? So what you consider to be invisible by seeing it with your physical eyes, yeah, it's invisible to the mechanical eyes that are attached to these bodies. People who are considered psychics or sensitive, they just have another level of connection to higher consciousness. Therefore, they can see things that most people can't. And I come from a family with, I have 3 sisters who are very psychic, and myself. I'm a family of 7 kids. So also, the lineage of my family, my great-grandmother was a shaman of the Blackfoot people in the Americas. And then I have the lineage that comes from Africa on the other side. So that type of, our ability has been basically passed down. Some of us, most of us get it, some of us don't get it, you know. So anyway, back to you. This conversation is basically giving her a chance to clear in these certain areas. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to test the particular areas that I work in, and if your arm remains strong, when I ask you to hold strong, then that means that area is clear. Okay. Go strong. And then back it up strong. Okay. Strong. Okay. Still look weak. Okay. Strong. Good. Relax. You're going to get a full session, so I'm going to pull everything that is weak off of you, and I'm going to explain it as I do it. One of the things with the heart chakra is that we're told to have an open heart, and that's not necessarily the best for us. You know, by closing and protecting your heart chakra, you're not closing off your affection or your sensitivity to other people. You're protecting your energy from foreign things that can slip in. So what happens if you have an open heart, you're constantly being affected by other people's energy and whatever the energy that's floating around in the area that you're in. So what I do, I promote and teach you how to basically put a shield around that area. So that, in other words, your light can still come out, but foreign energy has a much much harder time getting in. So when we find ourselves out of balance, or if you go to social functions or something like that, there's a lot of people, and you come home and you're just wired, you know, or you just feel kind of weird and off balance or whatever, that has to do with something else invading your energy. So when I do work, when I work on a client, I'm also teaching you how to protect yourself. So it's not like you come and I fix you, I send you off, you come and I fix you and send you. I want you to get better. I want you to get stronger in your ability to protect yourself. Okay?